Hi Cancer! Welcome to February 2019 Tarot and Astrology reading by Reading the Signs. Welcome back to the channel and welcome if you're new here. Please subscribe to the channel if you want to. If this reading resonates, if you enjoy it. You may pick up on certain things in the reading that resonate and things that don't. Do be open to looking up your moon sign and your rising sign. As Cancerians, oftentimes your moon as your ruler plays a very significant part in your horoscope. And to have just had a recent eclipse in your second house, I do feel that you could be feeling incredibly powerful yet incredibly wobbly at the same time. So incredibly strong yet incredibly fragile. And that can manifest in different ways, different areas of your life. Maybe you're feeling stronger in some and weaker in others, possibly completely flipped from what your perspective was in December. So in this month of February, Cancer, Venus will be in your 7th house beginning on the 4th of February. This puts an incredibly strong partnership focus on the month of February for you. You may go into a partnership in this time. You may do that via business, you may do that via a new friendship, a romantic relationship. The onus is on coupling of some kind. Now, love, however, may feel a bit of a gamble because we do have a new moon in the 8th house on the 4th of February as well. So in the same day Venus switches into your 7th, we have 8th house energy, and this combo can make you feel very up and down, almost as if you have sea legs. You know when you're trying to get used to the wobbliness of the sea, and you just about get used to it, then you get off the boat, and then you feel wobbly because you're back on land. That kind of feeling. A new moon in the 8th house can make you aware of how deeply you wish to transform one area or how deep you want to get in romance. You may feel like you want to get deeper into a partnership, or you may want to know more. Mercury, the planet of communication, does aid this because it will go into your 9th house, and that's a desire to relate more to the world around you. Without spending too long on the astrology, as it will come up in the reading, we do have Mars in your 11th, so you have opportunities to connect with friendships. The way I said, there could be a new best friend on the horizon for you. Focusing on what you gain from others rather than what others take from you should be your prime focus. The full moon in your 3rd house on the 19th, as the sun moves into Pisces, which is of course 9th house relatable energy, very comfortable for you in many ways. There's also a possibility of feeling nervous, giggly and excited. Now, Cancers have the best laugh, I think, of anybody in the zodiac. It's tinkly laughter. A very incredibly funny sign I've always found with Cancerians. But you do have that fluctuating feeling. You always have that feeling. You're ruled by the moon, so one minute you're there, one minute you're not. You want to retreat. Sometimes you want to be seen. Sometimes you don't want to be seen. You like the recognition, but you will not pursue the recognition very passionately, Cancer. That's what this month is a lot to do with. Now, the 8th house energy, dealing with the metaphysical, dealing with the spiritual, dealing with the deep, dark underbelly. That would be Scorpio energy. Hello. Yes, sea legs. Anxiety over the wobbling. Juggling more than one thought, more than one action, and not quite being able to handle the amount of energy that is up in the air. Not being sure how to sleep when your legs feel heavy, when your legs feel like jelly, when your dreams are telling you the weirdest stuff and you can't make sense no matter how many times you try to interpret them. You're not quite sure, and Pisces season can do that to a lot of people, so that will come up more the end of February. But for now, We have a little bit to discuss in terms of your family, in terms of your home, and in terms of your community. Community will improve. People that have been taking from you, people that have been trying to get away with keeping their thoughts to themselves, will be exposed when the full moon shows in Virgo in your third house, where communications lie. People will be tripping over themselves. They will be expanding on what they actually mean if they try to keep something from you. If they try to have a conversation in their head, the emotions will come full circle and you'll feel a lot better for it. So, let's see what's going on for Cancer. Eight of Pentacles crossed by the Eight of Swords. Chained to the rhythm. You're becoming a product of your environment in many ways. The information that is coming to you in your home, through your television, through your speakers, through your music, a lot of things are getting in on you, and they're not making you feel free, they're making you feel trapped. You're trying to shift your focus onto something more productive and something more based on solitude. You're trying to do a little project or a little side hustle for yourself. You're trying to keep something for yourself that can grow. You may find that a lot of people want your attention, a lot of people want to talk to you, but you have an agenda in February, Cancer, of getting something to develop. And yet, your brain is telling you, you must think smaller, you must think more restrictive. And it's a product of your environment. It's the people you surround yourself with. It's the shows you're watching. Information's getting in that's making you feel restricted when you want to feel as though you are working towards something. Air energy, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, and the Three of Cups. Yeah, so good times with friends. People do want your attention. They want to talk, they want to hang out, they want to reunite, they want to celebrate successes. There's a lot of love in that sense. Six of Swords, progression, King of Swords. So we do have a very strong air sign element here. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. This person was meant to come into your life for a reason. If they didn't, you would not be woken up to something. The butterfly effect. Things would have been very different if they'd not appeared. If they've not appeared yet, they're yet to appear. Someone that is a kind of turning point for you romantically. Possibly a Libra, because I'm associating this a lot with Venus entering your 7th house of partnerships. But it can also represent Capricorn, where Venus will reside. So when I think of the King of Swords, I think of the man that is impossible to be sure what he's thinking through his face. He has a poker face, he has many mannerisms that can sometimes give him away, though he keeps these to a minimum. He does not like to show his hand, and he does not like to think that people can read him. So he doesn't enjoy body language, he doesn't enjoy psychoanalysis, he doesn't enjoy horoscopes, he doesn't enjoy astrology, tarot, anything that can give answers. He's not for it unless they are answers from the horse's mouth and they come without any emotion. Empress, so we do have a very strong Venus theme to this. Yes, we do. Four of Wands in your environment. That's cozy. 7 of Cups, hopes and fears, and the outcome card is the 3 of Swords. So, don't be scared of that. That gets clarified not once, but twice. Because it's showing me, Cancer, that you're worried about something. And I think what you're worried about, you're manifesting over and over and over. The 3 of Swords does not necessarily determine what you think it does, because I've seen it come up in many experiences where there was nothing more than a misunderstanding or a small disappointment. But the small disappointment will usually have some sort of trail back to something that happened a long time ago. For example, King of Swords. Maybe somebody ghosted you. Maybe someone loved and left you. Maybe someone was two-timing you. Maybe someone was telling you that you were not worthy of their attention. Maybe somebody was telling you that they were going to move on with someone else. Maybe someone was threatening you that they were always going somewhere and you felt like you were going nowhere. There is a thread count. There's a trail. And it's haunting you in your sleep. Your dreams and your subconscious are trying to make sense of the thing that happened that you couldn't, because on an outward level you're trying to move on from this one particular person or aspect of your life, possibly childhood, possibly someone intrusive in your life that wasn't a relationship but somebody who has affected you in some way. The butterfly effect. The thing about the Empress is what you're bringing to the table. You bring this beautiful, nurturing, classy, abundant energy. You are always going to appear to be someone that others want around. You are most commonly, Cancer, popular beyond belief, either with members of the opposite sex or with your own clan. People love Cancers. They are constantly pushed to the front of the media over and over, particularly Cancer women. We think of Princess Diana, we think of Ariana Grande is kind of a new example of someone that's like that. And I can't help but feel as though you aren't aware of how much you are loved by people around you. Because there is always going to be someone who doesn't love you. Okay, there's always going to have been somebody in your past or in your current periphery who you don't understand why, when you have this almost universal appeal, why this person's not playing ball. Or if you're dating somebody new and they are playing ball, it's signifying back to an old wound. Similarly, if you're dealing with a career prospect, if you're thinking of working towards something, there is somebody who's more logical and rational and cannot see the bigger picture. They do not believe that you, in your shyness, or you're perceived by them to be lack of passion, they do not believe that you can do it. What you feed will grow. Okay? So if we're using that as a literal example, say you have a friend, say you have a romantic partner, you go to lunch with, and when you go to lunch you tell them you have this brilliant idea, or you're seeing this person who's really into you, and they say, but remember what happened with this person? Do you not think that'll happen again? Are you really the type of personality that can do this? So basically someone is posing your limitations to you. They're presenting them to you. And you're thinking it might be easier to listen. So I'm going to tell you why that's not the case. But first we'll put some cards down on the table and tell you why you are deserving of that thing, that wish, that desire, that dream. And I'll tell you why the stars think you are as well. Okay, my funny Cancerian friends. Page of Cups. Beautiful, soft, sensitive souls. Even though sometimes people think during a new moon you're a bit absent-minded, they think you're a little bit emotionally vacant. Never the case. The moon may not look like it's there, but it's always there, it's always listening, it's always watching, it always shows up. You do. Four of Cups, Nine of Wands. A rejection has been painful. A rejection of an idea, a rejection of thought, or feeling defensive or apathetic towards the dream you once had. So, your priorities and your options could be written down for you on a list of most important to least important, and you're still going to look at number 8 and start there on the list. No, don't do that. You have for far too long been the supporter of somebody else's pipe dreams. And yet, nobody's listening to yours. Even if it's something that can be done, because anything can be done. Let's be honest about that. That's the universe. There are people who do support you, most likely in your closer clan. You know, the people that you surround yourself with from school, and you possibly have a very good group of sisters or female friends, people that want to celebrate your success. This can also represent celebrating the success of other people, which you will always do. You will always show up for that. And you want to move forward to a time of financial abundance, and you want to be living the high life, and you want to be enjoying yourself instead of taking care of everybody else all the time. There is somebody who is bringing you down or has betrayed you in some way, and I just feel, Cancer, as though the sun might be setting on this person because you realize how much they're holding you back. The Lovers and the Empress. You're a very caring, nurturing partner. And you are healing something. You're possibly healing a rift that goes back to childhood, whereby you learned to be an assister to people. Most critically, possibly an enabler to someone. You took care of them so much they never had to take care of themselves. And you don't know how you're going to juggle this because you don't know what's real or what's false anymore. With Venus having been in the 6th, you've been concentrating on bringing some magic into your day-to-day, and you're starting to get tired of it. And you're trying to figure out what's next. You want something that 2 people can enjoy, that can be trusted, that doesn't feel like you're constantly out on the water. Healing is coming. 3 of Swords, Ace of Cups. Emotional healing and emotional outpour. Getting your feelings off your chest, having a good cry, letting it all out, and beginning again with sparkly eyes. And tinkly laughter. 9 of Cups. You get what you want. You get what you asked for. Does it have to be him? Does it have to be the air sign? Doesn't have to be an air sign. It can be somebody with a moon or rising in that particular side of the sky, but I feel most commonly it represents somebody who is stern and very emotionally unavailable at times. And I say that with confidence because he shows up with the 10 of Swords. Someone's not supporting you the way you've supported them, and you are thinking of a new way about going there. So, Mercury in the 9th, the sun moving into the 9th on the 19th, I think you're going to start broadening your horizons in terms of the people you date, associate yourself with, friendship-wise, colleague-wise, the people you go to after-work drinks with, the TV you watch. Ooh. Ooh. Okay, there's romance. Gemini or Virgo. Something delayed. Something overdue. We go into each element in the Love Extended though. So if you want to join me there, you can for the elements. Queen of Wands. You're engaging with your more active masculine side actually. And you're becoming a bit feisty this month. Possibly because the full moon in a fire sign eclipse has given you some fire in your belly you did not have before. Okay, Cancer? Yeah, there's something about a Gemini here keeps coming out, the Magician. Again, as I say, be careful what you wish for because there is something comes to you. So do not make a wish in anger. 2 of Swords. And the Emperor. Some of you possibly grew up with a father that told you that you could not when you could. In terms of your life experiences and your choices. The Emperor and the King of Swords are giving me major controlling vibes through fear of being overthrown. Not everybody around you wishes you well at times, because it is hard for some people when they feel that their power is all that they have in terms of something superficial, not real interpersonal power. When they feel as though it's being taken away from them, they will blind you to what you have so that you don't access it and take over the throne. Even though you didn't want the throne that they had, you wanted your own. You wanted something for yourself. 5 of Cups. Some of you were unfortunately in a pattern of loving the person that didn't love you and never loving the one that loved you in terms of romance, okay? Especially if you've had a habit of unfortunate feelings with air sign relationships, or people that were very quick to make their decisions, very hasty. Queen of Wands in the past, you could have had a Leo, Sagittarius, or Aries friend who's in some way was very successful. They may be the person who is somewhat jealous of your success at the moment, but your success is making you feel a bit lonelier, or you're waking up on your spiritual journey and you're finding that some people have moved, or that you've moved some people on. Strength. You're getting through this just fine though. Whatever this 10 of Swords moment is or was, possibly with an air sign, you are taking the beast, you're calming it down, and you're unafraid of the competition, unafraid of what's to come, and you're feeling much more secure and confident, and you challenge people in relationships now. You do not go straight into nurturing mode, and you're going to actually challenge the person to raise the bar if you feel like they're dropping the standard. That's impressive, Cancer. Your dreams will stop being so strange by the end of the month. Okay? 5 of Swords and the Devil. Wowza. Okay. If there is an offer of romance, it may be very, very strong in physical chemistry, in emotional excitement and emotional drama. But they may also bring a lot of emotional fears to the surface, and you may lose your strength momentum. I also see this as being very afraid of being used and abused in love. And for some of you, you're choosing to take the opposite route and go inward and work on yourself. Those of you that are in relationships may find that there is a bit of tug of war as to who's putting in the most effort, who's doing what with their lives, and where you're at. There may be more questions than ever about the direction you're taking your relationship in, though there is hope to be gleaned from this, okay? Venus in the 7th is a beautiful, beautiful part of the sky for your relationships and romantic relationships to come in. However, after the eclipse, you may be feeling particularly wobbly, and you may rely on people that can attend to your ego rather than the people that can give you long-term fulfillment and joy. So, when I see the Devil and I see the Star, I think that the best thing for you to do is to focus on healing the obsessive thoughts which persist when you feel threatened or afraid of the future. So keeping optimistic, keeping bright about things, because the Devil most commonly represents you and your inner demons that are bubbling to the surface in great emotional outbursts. If you find yourself crying all the time, consider what might be triggering that, particularly after this eclipse. You may simply just be drudging up some old emotional stuff surrounding air signs, surrounding Leos. Let's see, Cancer, what's going on for you. There's a beautiful sense of hope, and there is, a love coming in for some of you singles that you could be very obsessive over. And if that's what you want, that's okay. It could be with a Capricorn or an Aquarius. But love comes in after heartbreak, though you must set your boundaries. Keep your boundaries and your standards clear, Cancer. That's very important. She actually has a little, it looks like a feather, but it also looks like a crescent moon. Emotional freedom. Let's let's have a little look at what these mean, Cancer. Let's see. Okay, so boundaries, a clear and healthy sense of self is a great foundation for love. There can be many grey areas in life between reasonable compromise and compromising your healthy boundaries, so each person is unique and each situation different. The most important thing is to make your boundaries and preferences clear early on in the relationship, or your partner may feel annoyed and resentful when you bring it up months or even years down the line. Okay? In an existing relationship, for those of you that are coupled, it is important to communicate your feelings, needs, and preferences by owning them yourself. So you can say, I need time to myself regularly, so from now on I will go to the beach once a week on my own. This is much more constructive than you never want to go to the beach. It's almost impossible to drag you there. You've ruined that pleasure for me and I am going to get it back. You've drawn this card today because it's time for you to look at the way you set your personal boundaries in the past as well as the present. I do see that with the Devil and the Ace of Cups. Miscommunication may lead to a very strange argument about boundaries where the other person was not aware. Take a gentle look at what these boundaries have created for you in your life so far and resolve to reset them where necessary. Okay, so emotional freedom. True emotional freedom is liberating in its ability to embrace individuality in yourself and others. So true emotional freedom is not about keeping secrets from your mate. You may succeed in deceiving your partner, but you cannot deceive yourself in the long run. Rather, emotional freedom is about acknowledging the differing attitudes and perspectives each person holds and create a relationship that can embrace them all. Then each of you will feel free to think, speak, and act authentically while sharing your uniqueness of your experience with each other. This generates a feeling of mutual support, care, and understanding. So, you still believe or fear that being in a loving relationship will compromise your emotional freedom, possibly because you've been trapped before, Cancer. But not to fear. I feel that this reading demonstrates that you can have emotional compromise with a new love. You can be understanding. You've learned something. You're growing from things. You're growing from past experiences. And that's a beautiful thing to do. But boundaries are very important this month for you. You know? You don't have to isolate yourself and leave someone just because they don't agree with you. This person that keeps telling you can't do things, ask them why they're saying that. And take their logical advice, I suppose, to see if they're coming from a place of loving, constructive criticism. So Irene, peace. There is no need to worry as everything is working out beautifully. Vast independence is very important here. Your independence is a foundation for your strength and success. Do not become chained to your partner or new relationship. And Mother Mary, expect a miracle. Have faith that your prayers have been heard and are being answered. Beautiful. So Cancer, if you want to join me in the love reading on Vimeo, where I go into each sign as an element to see what type of energies you're getting romantically, please do. If not, I'll see you in the next set of readings. Love you guys. Bye.